Hi, and a huge welcome. Michelle will be here shortly, and I'll just wait to see if anyone comes in. I saw a few people drop in, and sorry I was a bit slow off the bat getting things rolling. How are you all? What we thought we'd do is have, well, you saw we had a live stream down in the fields a couple of days ago, and it really didn't go well. We didn't have a good internet connection. So what we thought we'd do is start with another live stream. Here she is. Nobody's in at the moment, Michelle, so we'll be okay.
Hello.
I've got
my laptop.
new camping cups. So you get your bits, Michelle, and we'll wait for some people to come in. Maybe you can share it out on social media as well. Get a chair in for Michelle. Just also check that we've got wider setting.
There you go, I'm here
So
now.
nobody, I don't think, oh, there are some people in. There are some people in. Excuse me, everyone, while I just...
Have a little wobble.
G'day, Byron. Hello, mate.
Hello, Byron. How are you?
So people will come in. We have to have faith.
Yes.
We're going to have faith.
Oh, don't get me singing.
No. We gotta have faith. Now, is your microphone on?
I believe so.
Probably is.
Is my microphone on, Byron? Can you hear me?
So yeah, we did a not sure what that is. We did a live stream out in the field a couple of days ago, and it went badly wrong. We just didn't have the connection. So I wanted just to do a little chat, little update. We've got another video going up tomorrow, part of the Taiwanese cycling series, when we actually start the cycle. And look, here's my new tin cup.
Want to see mine?
Chin chin.
Chin chin.
Hot, don't spill it.
No, it's too hot at the minute. Just made it.
So say hello if anybody's in. Michelle, if you just share it out on...
Yeah, that's what I'm just doing
Probably do
now.
Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.
Amazing, that's what I've got open. There we go, let's see.
Good day from Tokyo.
Ah,
I can just about read from here without the...
I'm not in
Well,
there
just
yet.
let Michelle get her... let me put my glass on, see who said love from Tokyo there. I can read it, but GK, how are you? Good to see you, Byron, as well. So we wanted to do a live update because we haven't spoken to you all for a long time.
From Turkey, not Tokyo. From Turkey. I'm in now.
Now I've got my glasses on. Oh, from Turkey. Yeah, you see, I can see, I'm quite a long way from the phone to be, in my defence. And I could see T and K quite clearly.
There you go. Let's pop the chat out.
Actually, I've got a coffee that I let go cold earlier on. I've got an iced coffee over here. I'll finish this one first.
I think it's meant to be an iced coffee though, is it?
No, it's not meant to be iced. It's just a cold coffee.
Cold coffee. Okay.
So updates. Maybe a more, a question and answer type update from everyone. So if you've got any questions, where have we been? What have we been up to? What are we going to be up to? Here's a chance for you to say. Now, we did that live stream out in the field. It was too blotchy, and I know, bless him, Ben said it was good enough, but we were trying to showcase some products. We're not going to be showcasing products today, at least I don't think so. We just wanted to have a chat with you and in the comfort of, set out of the elements before we start, on our long journey. So let Michelle just share some. If anyone else wants to take a moment to share, there's a share button on the video. You can share it out with your Facebook friends or your Twitter, Instagram, whatever it is you use.
So, two done. Oh, I don't think
Testicular. Thank you from To Turkey.
Ah, there you go. Yeah, I need to have my phone to do Insta.
No worries.
Okay. I lost me pop out.
So I'll do the monitoring while Michelle's doing that. Joan, hello, how are you? Yeah, on the way to Scotland again, bonny old Scotland.
Mm-hmm.
What it is, Joan, is, as some of you are aware, Michelle and I, well, Michelle initially had to come back to look after a family member who was not well, and I won't go into the entire details, but because that's not what we're here for today. But it's been a long, drawn out year of sort of like family issues and things that we've had to deal with on a personal level, and it meant we couldn't do any YouTube really. I mean, really couldn't do. It was just it was full on. So we've had this sort of few months where we've not been able to do anything, and now that's started to remedy itself. We want to get on and start enjoying life and getting on with life. And one of the things Michelle and I really enjoyed was cycling around Taiwan last year, last November. So what we thought, keep the questions coming, by the way. Michelle will read them in a minute.
Be back with you soon.
She's just sharing some links out. So yeah, we were cycling, as you know, last November around Taiwan when this problem arose shortly after. And I am editing. I've just finished editing most of the series of the Taiwan, so that'll be going up. Second episode will be going up tomorrow. I'd really appreciate if you could watch. It's been a lot of work editing them, and I know
Working hard.
yeah, they're not necessarily the best quality of my work, but they're still. So Michelle and I, we had a lot of fun editing them and looking back. So if you could spare the time to watch those videos and share them out with your friends and family, we would love it. But in the meantime, whilst those videos are going up, we're prepping ourselves for doing the not the joggle this time, but the Le Jog. Now, joggle stands for John O'Groats to Land's End, and we walked that a few years ago, as you know, all the way from the top of Scotland, 2,000 kilometres down to the very southwest coast of England. So from the southeast Scotland down, and that took us 3 months to hike. And a lot of people say it was quite a hardship, but we still have really fond memories. I mean,
we did enjoy it, even though we whinged about it a bit.
Well, I think you'll see actually in the upcoming series, that's the one from Taiwan. I'll explain this to you in a bit more detail. You know, whilst, and I think I use the analogy, if Scott of the Antarctic or somebody was sailing across the Atlantic, while they're out there and it's blowing a gale and it's cold and he goes out to the tent and goes for a pee and it sets to ice as he's going, he's not thinking to himself, I wouldn't rather be at home with a nice hot water bottle and a comfy doona on. He'd be absolutely fretful of it. But it's that feeling of being alive that we love. It's that feeling of challenge yourself, feeling of having sort of all the elements against you and with you at the same time that we love. And you do moan. I mean, you do moan about the excitement. I mean, if you're skiing down a mountain and you fall over and sort of knock yourself, that is the time when it hurts, but it wouldn't put you off skiing down a mountain. If you're rock climbing up rocks and you graze your leg against the stone, you're not going to say, oh, great, I'm so happy I grazed my leg. You're going to complain about it. But it doesn't detract from the thrill of climbing, skiing, hiking, and cycling. So we had a great time cycling in Taiwan. Michelle will be with us in a minute.
Sorry, it's taken me a long time today.
So yeah, we really have enjoyed that cycling experience, and we're ready to get on. So what we've been doing over the last few weeks is trying to organise. First of all, we haven't got bicycles. We have now. We didn't have our tents and equipment. We didn't have much with us, basically. And we had this idea that we would cycle from this time, take up our bikes, our new bikes, and we would cycle from Land's End to John O'Groats, which is again 2,000 kilometres, about 1,200 miles. And by cycling it, we think we can you could cycle it into 3 weeks comfortably. But we probably take longer than that because we're going to be stopping and exploring. And what we really, really want to do this time. Do you want to grab the kitchenware? Is that something I could show in this video?
Yeah.
Okay, in a moment, I'm going to show you our new kitchen. Most people when they say I'm going to show you their new kitchen, are going to lift up the camera and take you out and show you their sort of built-in appliances. And but my new kitchen is here in this bag. So I was trying to show you down at the field the other, but we only made a very short live stream because it was dreadful quality.
The quality wasn't there, was it? You wouldn't have been able to see anything.
No, so what we're definitely going to be doing this time though is cooking and experiencing the food and the wilderness and the wildlife. We're going to be enjoying it a little bit more because we're not up against the clock. We're not as pushed for time as we have been on other trips. What else can you think? Shall you have a little talk while I have a slurp?
Right, you have a slurp. Yeah, I mean, when we did the joggle, it was because we were sort of coming down country and it was getting into winter and the days were so short that we really were sort of push. But this time, days should be longer. Weather, hopefully, will be better.
Well, short. They were virtually 4-hour days, weren't they, at the end?
A bit longer than that, but not really. But now we're going to get the really long days, so we can take our time and we'll be faster because we're on bikes.
And we're not, like you just said, it's not coming towards the winter, so we can actually,
we can take 6 months
if it takes us an extra 3 or 4 days to do something, we can do it. Whereas on the walk down, we were always up against the fact if we don't get to the bottom of the country in time, we are going to be in the real winter, sort of like blizzards and snow. As it was blizzards and snow anyway. But I mean, it was progressively getting worse. So we had that timeline.
So Joan says the weather's fine here in Scotland just now. If you're anywhere near Aberdeenshire, this time more than welcome to have a bed for a couple of nights.
Oh, thank you, Joan. Joan, we will be near Aberdeenshire.
But remember, we're going the other way, so it's going to be a few weeks.
It will be quite some time off. But we probably thank you very much.
Thank you.
Firstly, we've probably got to. I tell you, I won't. Okay, I'm finding.
What's he thinking?
Well, you possibly know. You'll know what I'm saying. We have had a hard start to the year, and there are some ashes that need to be scattered. So somebody's no longer with us, and one of the things that we're going to be doing, Joan, and thank you for saying that, is we're going to be taking some of those ashes back to an original home of somebody in the family. So we're going to be visiting some not far from Aberdeen,
a special place.
Special place, and we'll broaden on that maybe as the series goes on. But also what we want to do this time is talk to people, because I know a lot of people would have liked to have met up with us on the walking series, and we could never do it because to walk even 10 miles took many hours. So and we weren't really able to pinpoint where we were. So what we thought we would do on this particular series is if there's anybody in the area or even overseas who wants to come, from anywhere, wants to cycle with us for a leg. So if we say, okay, we're going to be in Bristol and we're going to be cycling from Bristol to wherever a day's cycle from Bristol
we might not say where we're getting to, we'll say where we're starting from.
Yeah, because we may fail, but we can always meet up with you and you could cycle with us. You could come and join us for an hour, half an hour. And obviously we can't stop the journey to spend ages chatting with people, but we're happy for people to join us for a little while and maybe document. So I'd really love it, even if 1 or 2 people could meet us on the journey. Would be just a thrill for Michelle and I to say hello, and also maybe you can experience what it is like to cycle. Do we ban electric bikes?
No, I was actually going to say you can use an electric bike. We won't.
Oh, right then.
Get on it too much for it.
Well, some people have said to us, "Are you going on electric bikes?" And I said, "Well, how possibly could we? I mean, you'd never be able to charge. We're probably going to be cycling, several hours a day, and no, the electric technology is just not there. And to be honest, we want to get fit anyway. We want to. We've had 3 or 4 months now of eating rubbish and not particularly healthy. We haven't been able to get out and do the things we normally do. So we need to get back out and get fit again.
And I was surprised in Taiwan how I managed to actually cycle as far as I did and up the hills. Because I don't like hills. I've never liked hills, but the bikes nowadays are probably a lot better than when I was trying to go up hills before, and I managed it quite well. I was quite surprised and it got better, like with walking.
Do you remember that hill? I don't know which episode, but there's an episode early on. It might be tomorrow, the next day. I think
very early on.
There's a video going up tomorrow, and another one going up on Saturday or Sunday. I think we're probably doing it on Sunday. So there'll be at least 2 videos, maybe occasionally 3 videos a week from the series of Taiwan. And there is a section where we got to our first real hill, and it was just like quite exhausting. We ended up pushing them up,
We did.
didn't we?
We did. You asked me if I wanted to walk, and I said, yes, please.
So,
Good morning, John.
good morning, John. How are you?
And Byron says, can't believe it's almost winter in Australia, while here in America it's almost summer.
It's well into winter
Yeah.
in Australia, Byron. Yeah, it's well into winter.
So we're missing it. We're actually in the right spot at the right time, maybe to get the right weather.
On a rare occasion.
Maybe.
So, yeah, we would love for you to come and meet us, cycle with us.
Yeah. I mean, you've always been good at planning on the fly, but actually we're planning a bit more now, so you sort of know, you'll be able to say we will be at that spot, and
we'll share out on Facebook
Yeah.
and Instagram
Yeah,
and maybe in the community posts on here
we'll find
on
a way
YouTube.
so that you know.
We'll find a way, and we'll give. We'll say, you know, if somebody says to us, "Oh, you're coming near to where I can meet you,"
Yeah.
we might try. But please be aware, we can't drop everything. We've got to focus on what we're doing. So it's not for us really to sort of change all our plans to meet with you. It's for you to come and meet with us.
But if you particularly want to do it and you think that you possibly might be on our route, you know, you can let us know, and then we can definitely say to you, hey, we're going to be in your area on this day.
Yeah.
Come and join us. You know, we're happy to do that.
So if you haven't checked out already, there was a video, and it's not getting a lot of views. So I'd love it if you can go and watch it 2 or 3 times, share it with your friends,
Share it with
family.
1 or 2 people.
Because we've lost so much traction being offline for virtually sort of 5 months. We've lost a lot of traction. So if you can share those videos across, it would really help us. If you can watch them 1 or 2 or 3 times, that would help us. And so we got those beautiful Ortlieb bags. Now, do you want to grab one, Michelle? We can have a little talk about the Ortliebs. I'm not instructing Michelle, but she's in the way.
I'm in the way.
Get a yellow one, it matches your cup.
Oh, just because I nearly picked up the other one.
Look, we just got these yesterday. These are tin mugs, so they're enamelled tin mugs. We had enamelled tin mugs. Did we have them on the joggle?
Yes, I think we have black ones.
Black ones, but they're in Australia, so we thought we'd get these nice. Look, oh, hey, look at we're colour coordinated.
I'm a bit colour
That
on
is
your shirt.
Crazy. That was not planned.
No.
That was not planned. I'm literally, you can't even see my cup. It matches my shirt. And so, yeah, we got these beautiful Ortlieb
so lucky.
panniers. They have these highly reflective and very distinct heart logo on the side. And this was from a company called was
Outdoor
Buys, and Lynn from Ortlieb in Taiwan. We reached out to her initially, and she said she'd love to help us. So we got these gorgeous bags. This is not a sponsor. This is, you know, I'm not doing a live stream sponsor. we were getting Ortlieb
we researched it, and these were the bags that we wanted.
panniers.
So.
They clip on and clip off of the backs of your bags, and they're beautiful colours, and they're waterproof, completely waterproof. You can throw those things in a river, and they'll float with all your gear in. So,
as we did test in Taiwan, because we did get a bit wet occasionally.
Very wet. So they'll be coming with us. We are.
There was a question, I don't know whether you saw it this morning, actually on the video that went up, the first Taiwan series. Someone, I think it was Chris, was saying, will we be running the Taiwanese cycling series and the Le Jog series at the same time?
They might overlap slightly, although they might overlap slightly. So it might be a bit confusing. I know what happens is people say, I thought you were in Taiwan. Look, the only reason you're going to say that is because you're not following us.
Yeah.
So if you're watching and you're saying, I thought you were in Taiwan, if you're regular viewers, you know we're not in Taiwan. We left Taiwan in end of November. Michelle, December time, Michelle had to rush back because we had a family crisis, and then I had some other family crisis, and it just snowballed right the way through till
it's all good now, though.
to late April. So now everything's starting to come together. So I've spent basically the last 3 weeks full on editing that series, and it's hard to do because it's many, as you know from the Joggle series, it's many thousands of gigabytes of data, and so they're all going up. So there may be a bit of a crossover, and I quite like the fact that one is running into the other. But please, support us and watch the Taiwanese ones. The Le Jog series, the cycling Land's End to John O'Groats series, will be quite different, I think, because we'll be much more prepared. Our bums have got, we've worked out how to look after our bums. We've worked out what sort of, we learnt so much
We did.
from that series.
Hello, Petri.
Hey, Petri.
We learned an awful lot. I mean, we did sort of borrow a lot of equipment for that series. So
We did.
So it wasn't the perfect, but it gave us an idea of what we didn't want.
Well, look, we were so lucky. Taipei Bike Works, Alec from Taipei helped us with the bikes, and then Ortlieb helped us with the bags. We had our lovely friend Dan from Dan versus Food was there to help us with tips. But we were doing it all on the fly. We're still doing it on the fly, to be honest. We're still doing it on the fly. We never prepare everything super well. But this time we thought, well, okay, what did we do wrong?
Yeah.
The bikes were set up wrong for us. We got stages where our hands actually went to sleep because of the angles that we were set up. We were on tiny little racing bike seats that basically numbed your bum. And we cycled 800 kilometers.
Yep.
Around Taiwan. We did actually do a little bit on the train going over from the one side to the other because people had said, and I kind of regret that because it was a beautiful coastline.
Yeah.
And then we did a final bit right up in the top north back to Taipei where people said it was dangerous. So, but apart from that, we cycled the whole route. And from that, we found out, firstly, take care of your backside and your backside will take care of you. So seats are very important. Posture and sitting is very important. John, I think, was it John or it might have been you, John, told me off for not wearing a helmet. Let me quickly cover the helmet thing. I'm not a fan, all right? I'm not a fan of...
Neither am I.
Michelle, we're really not fans. And I really do appreciate what you're saying, and I fully understand all the stories of people with head injuries and this and the other. What I find really hard is it's when you cycle day in, day out. One of the things that's happened in Australia, for example, is when they introduced legal requirements for everybody to wear helmets, it destroyed the cycling industry in Australia in many ways. We lost. We can't even have a cycle share business in Melbourne anymore because that you can't just grab a bike and cycle. Okay. Safety aside, it destroyed the bike share industry that works in almost every other country in the world. It also puts people off just grabbing a bike and cycling to the shops because they have to, a lot of ladies don't want to.
Yeah, they've got
the hair and they've got to put it on. So there's so many negatives. All right, the positives are you protect your head. But even that is not entirely proven. There are many examples of people that have had head injuries caused by the things that are on there. So I do appreciate that it would be very prudent and practical and make a tiny percentage of people feel a lot better if we had helmets. So we are going to get helmets, and we're going to do what we did in Taiwan, drag these bloody things with us from one end to the other, and we will try to wear them for you on occasion. But I'm not a fan. I'm sorry. I like to ride a bike. I've ridden a bike since I was a child. I rode down cliff faces. Look.
If we go on a particularly busy road and things, and it warrants it,
we'll be safe.
We'll
be safe.
We'll decide when we want to wear it.
And I do appreciate your concerns. And I have just spent an absolute fortune on the top quality MIPS or whatever they call them, super, head protecting gear. So thank you very much. I resent it, but I will take them, and I do appreciate where the thoughts are coming
We've had this argument backwards and forwards.
It was making us unhappy that we had to take them because we love the freedom of just jumping on a bike and cycling, and we've got lovely hats. We've got nice hats, which now apparently we can't wear ever for our entire next several months of traveling. But anyway, I understand.
Jasper says, do you get a yak bob trailer? I'm assuming he's meaning a trailer going behind the bike.
No, no. I've researched the bejeez out of long distance cycling, and almost everybody that has a trailer on long distance cycling regrets taking it. I don't think you'll find an example of anyone that's really cycled long distances that enjoyed taking a trailer. Every time you go up a curb, you've got to get this thing down. Every time you go across a bit of uneven sort of boggy ground in a field, you've got this thing dragging behind you. So there's a guy who cycled from China, I think, to England, and he went with one of these things. And I think his biggest regret was the fact that he had a trailer. So they are fantastic for some things. They might even be fantastic for doing, a 3-day cycle from so-and-so to so-and-so. But the concept of dragging one of those things around for you for months on end, I can really understand. I've read so many blogs where people have explained why they're a problem, and I'm just going, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. So no, we want to be able to.
I mean, there's two of us, so we can split our equipment between the two of us.
If I come up to a stile, in a field, I need to be able to get the bike over. I'm not going to be wanting to take a trailer over with me. I think I've answered that question. So no, we're not. No.
But we did contemplate it very briefly.
Yes.
We did. We looked into it. So Jasper also says, do you have bags for crossbar for extra bags?
Jasper, we've got 4 Ortlieb panniers each, so that's 8 panniers, and we've got a nice 8-litre bag on the front, and we're starting to pack things up into those to get it, because on the Taiwanese series, you'll see actually when we're cycling in Taiwan, and as those videos go up, you'll see there's 4 panniers and a bike at the front. I think,
bag at the front.
And a bag at the front. And I think at least 3, maybe 4 in total were empty. They were just full of air because we actually never really had enough stuff to fill the bags up. So each time we buy new stuff, for example, the kitchen, each time we buy new stuff, I keep saying to Michelle, we're not going to have enough room. And then when I think about it, I think we probably will. So we haven't yet got center bags, in the frame bags or frame top bags, but we have got 8 bags between us, 4 bags each, and we've also got front bags. Potentially we could take backpacks, but Michelle and I both found that backpacks made us uncomfortable, hot and sweaty, a bit like the helmets. They were just like a bit encumbersome.
And this time as well, because we've got the bike set up properly, the front panniers are going to be set low, so they're going to be right for the.
We have got such good bikes. The video might go up this week. I haven't quite finished filming it yet, but the new bikes are phenomenal, and we've got them. They're proper quality touring bikes. They are aluminium frames.
Still tweaking them.
We're still tweaking them. A lot of people say aluminium, you can't get them fixed if you go on, but you can. I've had aluminium frames since I was in my early 20s, so they last. They're super good. So these are very much touring bikes, and I think we're setting them up to be the best bikes they possibly can be, except for we're the idiots that are carrying cameras and laptops and drones and all sorts of things.
So Tony O'Malley says, hi guys, long time no see. You both look great. Happy currently walking the Camino. Gone for the past month, be home in 10 days.
In the Camino.
Having a great time. Looking forward to seeing you all on the trail.
Tony.
Tony's not, her husband is.
Oh, Tony's husband?
Yes.
Oh, Tony. I was going to say, little secret, don't tell anybody, we might be doing the Camino on these bikes.
Remember, way back before that thing that happened in 2020, that's what we were going to do.
And a tiny thing that I can't promise, because you know what we're like. We're not very well organised, and we want to go as slow as possible. But a big passion is to try and take the bikes over to Ireland.
Yep.
If we can.
Shh, keep all the secrets away.
No, I shouldn't say, but there's only a few people. So it's kind of like just a secret. But it's been a passion of ours to do that.
Never been.
And discover the beautiful country. I mean, everyone we meet Irish we love. So kind of we maybe not 100%. because that's logistically and time wise. But I'd say it's not 100%, but I'd say it's probably good 90%.
I think so.
We'll see.
I think so.
So
Petri says thank you. She says she loves the colours on me. Thank you, Petri. And Jasper says another biking question.
no, carry on, throw them out.
Do you
Jasper.
have Schwabi Marathon tyres? Probably said it all wrong, Jasper.
Well, he's asked you.
No, he's asked you. I'm just the reader.
What do you have, Schwabi Marathon
I
tyres?
believe I do.
You do? She's got Schwabi Marathon tyres, Jasper. Why can't she? Why's she got to be so cryptical?
Well, I think I have, but yes, I have. They light up at night when you put the light on them. See, I'm very
Jasper,
typical.
she's just bothered about the colour. She's not happy because they're black.
No, but they've got a white bit that goes.
We have Schwabi Marathon tyres.
We do.
We have Shimano Dior XT derailleurs. We have amazing Brooks saddles. You'll see it in the video. We've actually got rid of our Brooks saddles though.
Yeah.
That's for another story.
Another story. Puncture-proof tyres, says Jasper. Well, I hope so.
We're hoping so. That's the plan, Jasper.
Tony
Jasper
says,
Jasper knows his bikes.
He does. She's going to put the kettle on.
Can I ask which county you're in, Tony? I know you. I'm pretty sure you've told me before. Which county you're in?
Where are you? Are you allowed to say?
Because I've got to plan my route. I got a little thought, Tony, about doing the Wild Atlantic Way. But I'm not sure if that's a bit remote. We don't want to be too remote.
We had another thought as well, didn't we? So we're not sure yet. You know, we'll work it out.
Yeah.
Limerick. We were talking about Limerick, weren't we?
So we would go through Limerick. We would go
whichever way we're thinking.
But the Wild Atlantic Way is goes through Limerick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get the kettle on.
Mine's a coffee, Tony.
Because I was thinking of going into Tipperary, but I think actually if we go into Tipperary, it's quite hilly, and I wondered if
we'll
we
be
could.
Fit by then, though.
Yeah, but I still wonder whether we could just take a bus up there because it is a long way.
It's a long way, apparently. Long way.
Long way to Tipperary.
Limerick City. We'll have a great time on the way.
So, likewise, we shouldn't have said because we do love Tony.
It's
and
we want to do it. It's something we want to do.
So it's something we want to do, but we can't. The weather will be our master.
Yes.
On this.
Maybe.
Mistress. So yes, keep those bike questions coming.
And that is a bit going back to this Le Jog and everything else that we do. One of the big things we like to do is to meet people and we don't just want to see the countryside and say we're cycling along this path. It's the interactions of the people that sort of make it a little bit, isn't it? Yes,
it is. It's the interaction. It's the people that make the whole thing. Yeah. I did a little video once called "The Angels of the Le Jog" or Joggle.
Yes.
And it just reminded us how many great people we met. I know there was a few miserable so-and-sos, which
their
circumstances. So,
camp stoves, not onto camp stoves yet.
We're going to be talking about them.
Jasper.
So I want to visit places that are selling produce, and I've got my new chef knife. Bonjour, ça va bien? Oui, d'accord. C'est une Opinel, 11 inches. What's inches?
No, douze.
Douze.
Inches. 12 inches. He said 11.
Is it 12? Yes.
Yes.
So this is a beautiful, razor sharp, very difficult to buy in this country. There's got so many new nanny rules about buying knives because you wouldn't be able to just get a bread knife out the kitchen and go and chase somebody down the street with it. So if you want to buy even a toenail clipper now in England, you've got to basically, sign your name away in blood. Took so much trouble to try because we're not resident here, so we couldn't prove who we were, and I wasn't some sort of like London stabberer. So this is an Opinel knife, and it's a beautiful. I think this is going to be such a blessing. It's much bigger than I thought it was going to be. When it came, I said to Michelle, "It is a bit big," but if we're doing fish or bread or big hunks of cheese, this knife is super. So that's coming with us. That's part of the kitchen. That is basically the only tool and a spoon that I really, really wanted for this journey. So
Because we are going to cook this time.
we are going to be cooking. So you're going to get
on
some
Joggle, we
wilderness
didn't.
cooking.
We did a lot of sort of.
Well, firstly on Joggle, Michelle, we bought a camp stove that was effectively turned out to be a bit rubbish.
Yeah.
Because the first thing I cooked in that camp stove when I was practicing, I think we were heated up some beans or something. That particular stove stunk of beans from the John O'Groats Trail to the Severn Way. It basically had, you couldn't get it. It never cleaned itself. Couldn't even boil water in it for a cup of tea because it became pretty much unusable. So we have remedied that.
We've learned.
We have learned because on this next episode, I was ever so disappointed when this box rocked up a couple of days ago and there was this massive dent in the side of the box. Look at that. Horrendous. Is the picture good, by the way? I wonder if Ben's going to come in. It'd be a shame. I haven't messaged Ben. Sorry, mate. It was.
While you're opening your box there, John says, will you have a bell or a horn on your bikes? We've got bells.
Horn sounds nice, John.
We've got bells. I've got a nice ding ding.
It's a bike with bells on. Even that's been a story. I've been working on getting the right belt. Okay, so this is the kitchen. It's by a company called Fire Maple. I love the name of this company. And so it's like a little, it looks like a little tiffin, but it's actually, so it's stainless steel, quite a good grade of stainless steel. And it's, all right, it's got this pretty little brass releaser on the side. And inside here,
so we have a saucepan.
I'm not going to take it all out. There's actually maybe I will. There's actually a kettle in here as well, so like a little tea kettle. So
our water boiling will be in a separate container to our cooking.
So this will be our tea kettle, and this will be our lovely stainless steel saucepan.
Cool,
How
huh?
beautiful is that?
And it all
you can see we haven't
fits
used
together
it.
in a nice little
It all
bag.
fits together in a diddle-diddle-dit.
We can get rid of the box that's all crumpled.
Now, that's part of the kitchen. So we are going to be cooking some amazing food. Even yesterday, I said to Michelle yesterday, day before, I said, let's have some nice food. So I made, I think it's called on my channel, it's called a student's chicken Caesar salad. Yeah. But Michelle and I both love a chicken Caesar salad. So I made a chicken Caesar salad.
Delicious.
It was so good. And it was all made with Greek yogurt rather than with oil. So it was kind of low calorie. And if you can find that link, you can put it up. People might want it. Make a chicken Caesar salad this way. It's so good. Anyway, so not just that.
Petri says, I may have missed this because I came in late, but I'm guessing you guys are planning to camp mostly.
We are going to be wild camping as before because we love camping. Everyone thinks we're mad, but we love camping.
We love camping, being out in the outdoors, and we're going to have the longer days so we can cycle, set up camp, relax.
I just love being in the wilderness.
Before it gets dark.
Yeah. To go with that, another little bag, and I don't know if I think they might, I'm not sure if they'll go all in together, but this is the same company, Fire Maple, and I said to Michelle, I want to be able to fry a bit of, a bit of salmon. So we've got this lovely, beautiful quality stainless steel camping. It's not huge, still wrapped up, but it's a frying pan. So we can do bacon, sausage, a little bit of, there's some bits of fish I can pop in there. And so between the two, if that handle, if I could take that off maybe, the whole thing kind of fits into that space.
Now you want Caesar salad recipe just gone up.
That's what we had day before yesterday. I suggest you get out there right now and make it.
No, wait till we finish.
Until we finish.
Yes, so, we have a frying pan and we have a saucepan and we have a kettle.
So that's going to go into one.
And 2 mugs and a plate each.
Where's the Ortley bag gone?
Oh, that's here.
So that basically, this and this, let's say this bag becomes the kitchen. which actually it's probably going to be the smaller version because the kitchen will fit in this and some.
Yeah.
So this will have the kitchen inside it. Let's pop that all away. This is all brand new. It's not, we haven't used it yet or even taken it out of the box. But you can see how much better prepared. If you remember last time, I had it's expensive setting up these things. It really is costly, more than you might even expect. So when we had to last time buy all this new equipment, it was
In
quite
about 3
costly.
weeks, didn't we?
We end up buying a reasonably modest brand of gas fire, and it just wasn't any good.
It wasn't the
Anyway,
right one.
So whereas this time our entire camp stove is this big. So this is a little tiny titanium camp stove. It's not a sponsor,
tiny titanium.
but I love Michelle and I both love the name Fire Maple. Never heard of them before this trip, to be honest, but we like the name and they seem to be well respected. So this will be our little stove.
Look at that.
How small that is. And
So that's why we can afford to have a saucepan, a kettle, and a fry pan.
What do you mean?
Because you've only got a little stove, space-wise.
Oh, I don't understand half what you're saying, Michelle. I'm wondering why this very expensive titanium thing that we bought, which was way too expensive, made us afford, and I'm thinking financially, to get the other bits and pieces. So that's our kitchen.
Jasper says windshield needed.
Windshield on the way, Jasper. Not here yet. Not here yet, but windshield is ordered.
And he's asking about cutlery because I said we have a cup and a plate. We always have cutlery. We've always got.
Yeah. You made me think then, Jasper. We haven't got any. We might upgrade eventually to some spork type. Spork is a spoon fork.
We've always got a spoon and a fork and chopsticks and.
Yeah, we've always got that.
We've
travelled for 8 years or more now with our own cutlery. So that is just, we'll be using what we have. I mean, I know we can downsize everything to tiny camping gear, but Michelle and I are used to our cutlery and we like it. So we're probably going to make space for it. So that's the kitchen. There obviously will be a number of
Jasper also says water purification to save on carrying water.
We have a water purifier from the joggle.
From the joggle, that worked well.
As long as it's okay, because I'm worried it hasn't been used, and I did
Well, then you can
sterilise it.
You can just change the filter bit, can't you?
Possibly. So we're going to try using these camp gas bottles. Now these don't they don't actually fit onto these little stoves, but these are the easiest ones to purchase, and they're super cheap. You can get they probably work out about $1 maybe a can.
And they were easy even with the joggle, weren't they? We found those easy to find.
Found them the easiest ones to find on the road and the least expensive. But you do need, and again, it's Fire Maple. Would you believe it? And the reason, you can buy these on Amazon. Better put some affiliate links in there, Michelle. You can buy these on Amazon for like £1 or whatever. And I did order one because we had a cheap one that we used on the joggle. But then I saw that these guys did one as well. But theirs looked really plastic. Looked red plastic like this lid. So I ordered the cheapy one, the same as the one we had on the joggle. And then I ordered the Fire Maple one. And if I can get it out. When it came up, although it is actually quite plastic looking, it's really solid. It's really solid. And so what this does effectively, and it's really well made compared to the Chinese copies that were, and they're just sort of simple made in China copies of this sort of thing. So this just goes on here and then I think a little twist. Yeah. And then this is adapted then, and it's really strong and it seals. The ones we had on the joggle and the ones you see on Amazon are often funky purples and metallic colours, and they're really nice, but they're not very well made. And when you screw them on, they go psst, and you get gas in your tent or in your face. This one looks ugly, but it's really well made. So that I'm well pleased with. That's another little add-on. So that's kitchen.
That's kitchen. So Petri says, I've only camped in the living room growing up or renting a cabin. The closest I've come is hiking to a fishing spot.
Oh.
And Call Me Polo says, please make it another trip across the B35 road. And then he's put an elephant. So is that in Sri Lanka? Is that the B35? Was that?
Yeah, I think that is.
Anyway.
I think it's a little bit off of our current trajectory.
But tell me if I'm right, if I've got that
I think it is,
right.
yeah. Is it B55 or 35?
35 is said, so...
Yeah, the B35, I think, is where we took the tuk-tuk.
Tuk-tuk, yes.
Where the elephant crossed, 2 or 3 elephants crossed in front of us.
So Jasper is saying extra methylated cooker as a backup.
We actually do have. Jasper, you're really smart.
You've been sitting watching.
I should have spoken to Jasper.
You should have.
If you haven't got a listening device, you know what I mean? Thank you, Jasper. I've actually got. Thank you, Jasper. I've actually got a little also titanium, little methylated cooker coming. We've also got what is commonly called, I think, a. Go on, I get this before you, Jasper. Before you say it. No, you say it because I've forgotten the name. A debris stove. So
yes.
basically, we've got a little stove that you can put twigs and little bits and pine cones, and
it's tiny,
and it's very small. And sometimes we might be, by side a river, in a beautiful loch in Scotland, and we can just use some little debris, some little bits of stones. If we run out of gas, we've got a backup where we can use either methylated spirits or spirits, white spirits. I don't know if you can use white spirits actually, but definitely methylated spirits. And so we've got a spirit stove, an alcohol stove, and a debris or wood stove. So that will all fit, I'm fairly confident, into one bag, which will be commonly named our kitchen. Now, on the opposite side of that bag on our bicycle will become the larder, which will have all our food in, all our dried goods. I suspect there'll be a lot of tinned fish, because Michelle and I always love to have mackerel and don't like tuna, never like tuna on these journeys, but generally mackerel and pilchards and smoked kippers and herrings. So that sort of thing will be going in there. It's not going to be a bag full of kippers. Don't worry. We're not going to say, "Oh, Stephen and Michelle are coming."
And we're not going to have days and days and days of food, but we are going to have sort of at least 2 days of food, so that if we can't get shops, but we're going to cook.
So,
aren't you, dear?
I do tend to cook, don't I?
You do.
I tend to be the default cook in the family, even though Michelle is a chef and should be able to cook.
So Petri says, what's a debris? I'm sure I misspelled that. No, you spelled it right.
Debris is bits of junk. I mean, bits of twigs, dried twigs, anything that burns, driftwood, any bits of dry wood, but not small leaves, because leaves tend to smoke too heavily. You're looking for little pieces of wood that have naturally dried, that won't put off a lot of smoke, and then you can use those for cooking. So that's what a debris stove is. I think they've probably got other names, but I've just heard them referred to as that. So am I ahead of you, Jasper?
Well, he says, I eat a jar of sauce, tomato pasta sauce and cheese pasta most days.
Yeah, well, I think we will probably have pasta, but I really want this experience because it's going to be a long trip. We may be quite some months cycling. Michelle and I have got some crazy big plans, and we really do like this lifestyle. So
that's a little bit why we've invested in, making sure we get the right stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because with the joggle, it was a bit of what can we get in a short space of time
that
we can carry.
I wonder if Ben's around. I should have dropped him. Sorry, mate. I should have dropped you an email. He said he put Signal, but I was using Telegram to message him. One of the things that was suggested to me is that why don't we get a car and drive to places and then cycle? But for Michelle and I, firstly, we don't really want a car. We're not big car fans. We've barely had 2 cars in the last 10 years. And when I say 2 cars, I mean for short periods of time. We're not big car fans.
We've never had one each.
No, we have.
Oh, yeah, when we first got together.
Yeah. But yeah, we're not massively enthusiastic about cars. Car is just a product for us. So for us, no, half the beauty of this whole experience is going to be, cycling. It's what we want to do. And the reason we're cycling and not hiking this time is because we think we'll be able to see a little bit more. And we did talk about getting a motorbike
We
and
did.
touring that way, but we thought we'll end up going all the way around Europe on a motorbike and get off the other end sort of 12 kilos heavier than when we started. So at least if we're cycling,
Yeah.
we're in the elements. We're there. It's like we're hit by by whatever, this beautiful planet throws at us.
I mean,
And
we like food. We like to eat.
Yeah.
So if you do a bit of exercise, you can eat within reason what you like, can't you?
so some of the things that we are definitely, and we're going to move, move speed into a different area, is clothing. So one of the things we're also going to we've learned from the Taiwanese and from the Joggle is clothing is quite important. Now, Michelle and I will still be traveling in our sandals, in our Keen sandals, which we've worn now for 8 years without a break. We find they are the best. Even on the Joggle, I really begrudged putting on a pair of socks and shoes, and it was probably the worst thing we ever did. Even with the rain and the bog, eventually I kind of feel that I was better off in my sandals than I was in waterproof shoes. And we have a very good circulation in our feet. They don't get cold, so we'll definitely be using our sandals. But keeping yourself warm and dry is another thing. If your body is wet and miserable and cold, that's another thing. So we are investing quite a lot in new jackets.
Yes, we did contemplate ponchos again.
We did contemplate $10 decathlon ponchos again.
They were excellent.
And they did so well, but they did leak.
They did. We did get a bit wet. We tried, but they didn't keep us completely dry.
So we've got jackets that cost probably more than they should. We've gone for a few little clothing upgrades that will make life a little more comfortable.
Jasper said a tarp to go over the tent if terrible rain comes, but he then says 2 ponchos make a tarp. We did use them as tarps.
We did.
And we don't need a tarp to go over our tent because we've got a very good tent.
We're upgrading our tent. I've just finished part 1 of. We're probably going to have to get some other shots, but we've just been filming. Well, down at the field, one of the things we were going to be doing is showing you some of the products that we have. So we're just almost finished filming our brand new tents, and they are phenomenally good. I mean, they are probably the
bee's knees.
The bee's knees. So
bee's knees.
And so new tents to keep us lightweight and dry and warm. Another product that we're going to film probably in the next couple of days, which we've just received, is 3 different types of sleeping bags, which we've got to look at and decide which is the right one for us. So down sleeping bags, because that's really important to keep warm. You need to keep warm, you need to keep dry, you need to keep well nourished, and you need to keep happy. And even if you're walking in a blizzard moaning about the rain coming down, if you're still happy inside, you are still happy. If you'd rather be there than be somewhere else, even if it's a hard old slog, then so be it.
Absolutely.
So is there any other questions? Are there any other things I wanted to address today?
No.
We probably talked about more things than I half imagined.
Don't need an air mattress?
A little bit. We're actually using the same mattresses that we used on the Joggle because we found them very good.
And in Taiwan, have the same ones in Taiwan?
Same ones in Taiwan.
Yeah. John says, I like my wiggy sleeping bag. I thought he said wiggy sleeping bag.
All right.
Not heard of that one.
No.
We're quite particular about our sleeping bags, aren't we?
We're
in one way.
Well, Michelle and I, firstly, I can't abide mummy sleeping bags. I'm sorry. I must be. I think it brings out.
They're the ones that sort of taper at the end and keep.
Yeah, I think it brings out some sort of claustrophobic feeling in me. I need my legs free, and I don't like this shape. I don't like these carrot-shaped sleeping bags.
Wiggy is the brand.
I don't even know who invented that nonsense, to be honest. I think
I think initially they were supposed to be slightly less material, so they were slightly smaller, but they're so minimal.
yeah, but if you think about it, if you lay out a piece of fabric and cut sleeping bags, you're saving on fabric. So I think it probably saved the manufacturers more quality fabric than it ever did giving you better space, because the concept, if you roll up, and we've got to if you roll up a mummy sleeping bag and a square oblong shaped sleeping bag, the size difference is minuscule. I mean, we're talking, you know, a gnat's whisker. So I'm not sure that you get any benefit out of them except for claustrophobia, sort of horribly tied in legs at the bottom. Now, if you like that sort of swaddled feeling, if you were born as a baby and you were wrapped swaddled as a baby and you never got out of that swaddling till you were about sort of 22, it's probably quite nice. But because I like my space and I like my feet out, and am I going off track a little bit? As I often do
with the trip.
So Michelle and I, we like to zip our sleeping bags together. We like to be like we're at home in a double bed. So one of the prerequisites is the sleeping bags must zip together.
Yeah. That's just the first thing.
I don't want to spend, if we'd walked for 3 months and Michelle's got to sleep over there and I got to sleep over there, as if we don't even love each other, which kind of like it. And also,
here's my hot water bottle.
we complement each other. She's bloody freezing cold, which cools me down a bit, and I'm boiling hot, which keeps her warm. So we got this natural balance. I can't imagine the idea behind sleeping in a tent with your partner and being in a different sleeping bag. It just doesn't make sense to me at all. That's just the way I am.
Tony says, I'm the same, guys. I hate those sleeping bags. I can't even bear the idea of cyclists having their feet tied onto those bikes. Claustrophobia overdrive.
Yeah. I know where you are there. I actually do I can use those what they call clipless pedals. They're called clipless, even though they've technically got clips on. And I've ridden clipless most of my life, but I can understand your feeling. And actually, when you first get clipless pedals or tied-on pedals that tie onto your shoes, when you first get them, you are going to fall off many times, and it will be quite the most unpleasant falling off.
You can't get your foot off.
It is like you've had your feet bound to the pedals. But very soon after, maybe 2 or 3 fall offs without your helmet, by the way, you get used to it, and it's a second nature. But yeah, I do understand, and I can't sleep I can't even, to be honest, lay in a mummy's sleeping bag. So. And we'll also get a liner. We'll get a liner so that the bags themselves don't get don't need washing as often as the liner can be the direct contact with your body and what have you. We've also
Jasper says cycle paths, main roads, and dual carriageways.
No dual carriageways, hopefully. No.
Mixture of cycle paths. Country lanes.
This is the big planning that we're doing. There is some amazing research being done into these routes, and we may be doing a very different route than I expected. Actually, we may be going over towards the Northumbria side of the country, because what we want to do more than anything else is see some of the most beautiful sights of England rather than make it short. So we don't mind doing a few extra miles if it means
quiet roads,
if the roads are quieter and more beautiful,
and not so many hills.
If we can help it.
I love my canals.
Yeah,
I know.
There is a lot of canals.
I know. When we walked, you found me lots of canals.
Yes, when we're walking, but cycling on canals is not going to be good.
I know. That's why I want routes, not over hills.
Can you imagine cycling on all the touch you'd be
getting? I don't want
to. You'd be like it'd be like having a metronome going all the way up the countryside. going. Everyone tutting as you go past them. Oh dear. I mean, it's bad enough. I never realised until we got these bikes 2 or 3 weeks ago now. We've been working on them for at least a couple of weeks. When I go out and I get this feeling that a lot of people don't like bikes, and we've got that to deal with, but so be it.
Bye, John. Have a good day at work.
Bye, John. Thank you, mate. Thanks for joining us. We're not going to stay on much longer. We might do another Q&A towards the weekend, maybe beginning of next week, and if anyone's...
So throw your questions in the comments, as well, we don't mind that. So Petri said, this sounds lovely, I'm excited for you guys. Yeah, we're getting excited now to sort of...
we're starting to, we need to be doing something. We've
been busy this last couple of weeks doing videos and things.
Yeah, we've been editing the last couple of weeks, and we've had 3 months or so of, fairly intense family affairs to deal with, which has been quite
completely
hard. So now we're back in line. The other thing, of course, we are investing in and paying a lot of attention to is how we're going to film and edit this series. There's a lot of new products. I've got a new little camera here that is tiny, but it's an old school VHS. Of course, we've got the GoPros and the big cameras as well, but this one is particularly, I'm not going to go into the details, I'll let you know at the end if it proves to be what I want, but this one is so that when I say, oh look, there's a heron, I can actually show you the heron rather than turn a GoPro around and you see like what looks like 2 pixels and got to trust me, that's a heron.
Because we did learn a lot from the Taiwan series that we weren't actually filming it the best way.
No, the Taiwan series is our first bicycle riding series that we'd ever done, and to be frank, I don't think I had the camera set up the way I would have liked to. So there you go. But I still think we got some good.
Yeah, we did, and we learned. Everything's a learning experience, isn't it?
So so I think we've done the whole kitchen. That was it.
Kitchen?
That was it.
There you go then.
That's the whole kitchen. There's one more small box in here, but I'm not sure what that.
It's probably not meant to be in there.
Oh, did we get 2 of them?
Well, that was the thing, you see, as well. The cheap Chinese one that didn't look plasticky, and then this one did. But these were the same, similar sort of price for 2, as the Chinese.
Okay.
One. So they got 2.
I forgot about that. We've got 2 of them. So here's a raffle. No, we're not going to give them away. I'm going to keep the spare one with me. I would give it away, but
a sieve.
We might need it.
No, we don't need a sieve.
May the 4th be with you. Huh?
What?
Was that a Star Wars reference?
I don't know.
No, we don't need a Sith. We don't. I can sieve most things with a lid handle. Even finer stuff like rice and that is not. No, I don't ever sieve rice. No. So no. Don't need a sieve. We need to keep things as compact as possible because we don't want to be carrying unnecessary stuff. So we'd rather leave with slightly less stuff and get it as we need it than to go with too much stuff and get to the end and realise we were taking a lot of stuff that was unnecessary. So I think we're going to leave it there.
Okay. Cool.
It's been great having some of the regulars in, and anybody that's dropped in a little bit later on, please drop your comments, and I will try to give a bit of notification maybe next time if we do a live stream. There will be a video tomorrow. Please watch it. Please share it with your friends. We're not getting the views at the moment. Such is life. We can't change that. But please watch it. Share it with your friends and family, and ask people to subscribe if they're interested in this sort of thing. We've got some videos that we're filming at the moment, which we'll be putting up very quickly, so they will be going up very soon, of some of the cool gear, what we're prepping, stuff that we're getting. That there's these amazing chairs, for example. I've just finished editing that'll go up in the next day or 2. The phenomenal. We're going to have some real comfort on this journey. The kitchen gear, the camping gear, the bikes themselves, some of the accessories, why we've made those decisions. There's a lot. If you're actually if you're in the business of planning a large sort of bike packing tour, this is the #1 reference channel, because what Michelle and I don't know about bike packing, you could write on the back of a pickup truck. If indeed it had a ream of paper in it. So there's quite a bit we don't know, but this is a good place to come if you want to learn about it. The hats, the Akubras, probably not coming with us
No.
on this journey. There'd
I
be
did want to take them, but I
Michelle
thought,
desperately wanted to take the Cobra with her. I said to her, look, we are going to end up carrying those things along with those blasted helmets.
And now it was the helmet or the Cobra, and unfortunately the helmet
Then,
won.
yeah. That's it. All right.
Yeah.
Love to you all.
Yeah.
Take care.
Thank you
Michelle
for
and
joining
I.
us.
See you next time. Oh, that's right next to the
Yeah.
button.
Oh, you
Is there any
can't
way I can do that without prodding you all in the face?
Bye.
Bye-bye.